Hi, Rick. You'll have to click got it on your side. Did you click it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now we're recording what I just said. Hello, everybody. I'm Rex Sikes. You know me. I'm the author of Life on Your Terms. RexSikes.com is the website. And I am here on a special event with a special guest on a special day. And we just kind of decided to do this spontaneously. The gentleman that you see wearing that impressive cap is Grand Master Eric Lee. He's known as the King of Kata. He's done over 150 movies as a choreographer, stuntman, actor, producer, you name it. I've been blessed to know Eric since about 1978. We were in acting class together in Los Angeles with our acting coach, who's still an acting coach, Eric Morris. He's been on my show, All Things Rex Worldwide. But I'm here right now with Mr. Eric Lee. Grandmaster Lee, how are you today, sir?
Good, very good. Thank you for having me on your show.
I'm so thrilled that you're here. I want to tell the audience just a little bit that Eric was kind enough to pick me up just a few days ago in his car, drive me to Chinatown, and take me out to lunch. We had a fabulous lunch, got to share and have good conversation, but introduced me to some foods I hadn't ever sampled before, and then took me around Chinatown and pointed out Bruce Lee's statue where he posed looking like a martial artist. I posed looking much more like a clown. And
It's not true. I look like a clown. You look like a martial artist.
well, I want to point this out right away, and we'll talk about this in just a minute. This is a book, and oh wow, he was kind enough to autograph it for me. I will turn for a second. You won't be able to read it, but I have Master Lee's autograph and to me. But this is an amazing book, and I've just started it. I'm about third chapter, and I love it. I delight in it, and you need to get it. It is The Journey of an Artist, and it is by Grandmaster Eric Lee. And be sure to get this book. You can get it at Amazon, and it's worth the read. Yes, sir.
In Border bookstore and Walmart, and mainly easy one to get is from Amazon.
Those where books are sold, and they can get it from Amazon. That's awesome. And if you look behind Grandmaster Lee, you can see some of the accolades, awards, photographs, certificate, whatever, belts. I mean, you are a man of many impressive talents, and you're older than me, but you look younger than me. And I'm
don't know
pleased.
about that. Look doesn't mean anything. It's the inside.
By the way, is that your logo on your cap that you designed, that you made?
That is my logo, and the jacket I'm wearing is designed. I also create things. This is, may I take it up? I show you.
Sure.
Can you see? Okay. The Double Dragon, which we have a script, and we're gonna make that into the film. There's a Double Dragon. I'm gonna go behind the jacket. Right here, go. There you go.
Gorgeous.
Double Dragon. So anyway, I have a list of the things I'd like to share.
Yes.
Our audience. I taught martial arts for a long time, and I stopped teaching about 15 years ago. But you can call, I'm a creative artist. You can say that I'm more like a Renaissance man, because I like everything, basically. Okay. Can I start talking?
Oh, please, please.
Okay.
Please.
I like to, some of the interests, I like people, number one. Okay. Health, very important. Our health is our wealth. And of course, if you into entertainment or your business, your network is your net worth. Okay. I basically, whether I knew or not in the past, and I did a competition, did a lot of demonstration, but I was born in China and live in Hong Kong, and I saw Queen Elizabeth II when she was 30 years old. And then my father happened to be a martial artist, and he owned business, herb shops and things. So we have lots of people working together, doctor, cook, and herbalist. And my uncle happened to have a theater And so I watched a lot of movies and black and white kung fu movie, and I saw a lot of Western movie as well, like John Wayne, you know. So my idea, because before me, I was in the dark. I didn't know how to do all these things, but I was inspired by the kung fu people and the actors, whatever. And then my father happened to be a martial artist, and then without knowing that, that's my. I was watching my father train when I was 2. I'm 77 now. Okay, so my idea is, in the past, because I changed my focus a little bit, my thing is inspire before I expire. We will expire because after all, we're only camping here, right? And hopefully a long time. That is what I know, because we learn how to hit. I also live in Oakland, as you know, Hells Angel and Black Panther was in Oakland. It's kind of rough, you know, rough area. So I left Oakland in 1976 and moved to LA. But I did live in Central America, went to Chile with Mr. Ed Parker, which is Elvis Presley's instructor and bodyguard. There's one person with Elvis is still living. His name is Dave Pavler. He lives in Texas, and he's 80-some years old. And then, so my idea is to take care of temple, which is our body. Your body is important, so we have to take care of that. Of course, we want to have a balance. My idea is yin and yang. I do like many things. If you don't mind, I talk about it. And then I like to paint. I like to sing. Matter of fact, I'm going to I record 40 songs already. I have some song here I'm going to play, and you can listen to it. Your audience can listen to it. Hopefully they like it. If they don't like it, and tell their friends they don't like it. I have no, it's okay. It's nothing.
Well,
When we teach martial art, we are basically teaching ourselves.
what I appreciate about you is, we met obviously as actors, but you do paint, you do calligraphy. You've mastered a number of different martial arts styles, which I want to talk about too a little bit later. But and now you're singing and playing instruments and different things. So, your life is an exploration and a journey, and you do what you want to do, and you do what you want to do to enjoy. But I also love what you said is that, I love that we're camping here. That was a great way to put it. Yeah, because it's true. We are. We're journeying through. We get to camp and stop for a little while, and then we go on in another way. And before you expire, you'd want to inspire, and that you do. And you do it through your book, and you do it through your work, you do it through your arts, you've done it through your movies, and you do it through your friendship with the people that you know. So that's really pretty awesome.
Thank you. I like basically everything. You know, we have a lot of propaganda going on TV. Let me tell you a story. My other friend, his name is also Rex, same as you. And he was working for a small TV station. And then when he came back one day to cover the report and the news, the boss told him, what you got today? He said, oh, nothing much going on today. The boss told him, you better make something up, otherwise you can go home today. So he had to make something up. So a lot of things on TV or people hear and they inherit that thinking and they believe it. And then so many of them are true, but they exaggerate quite a bit sometimes. So there's all aspects. So you have to be careful what we're thinking about, how we interpret the information we got. So most people worry a lot, something, okay? Whether we worry or not, it's going to happen. So I don't worry about that. Okay, if I'm going to be here for a short time, that's okay. But if I'm going to be here another 50 years, great, then we can do more. But due to the fact that we are still here, so we've been blessed. Okay, and then there are many journey. Everybody walk in different shoes. We all have different experience. So so when I listen to somebody else talk, about their life story. I listen. So just because I do what I do, it doesn't mean that's what they do. So I'm a student of learning about what they do. So I try to keep an open mind. So therefore, I don't get bored. So some of the people, they think what they do is the only thing in the world, but it's not true because there's so many things going on in the world. We only know a little bit. Even though we're giving 100 years on this lifetime, it's nothing. That's not enough. So anyway, you want to ask me a question?
Well, yeah, I do. I want to say there's an interesting aspect of what you just shared that I think we share in common. I've done seminars around the world, and people have flown in from all around the world to do workshops with me, as they have with you, and with your movie career and everything. And the interesting thing is that even though I'm imparting what I know and what I practice to them, that's why they came to me, like you teaching martial arts. I have all these people, you have all those people in your dojo, in your teaching, and I have in my workshops, people who come from all different walks of life and have different talents and skills that I may never ever be able to do. So if you don't listen to them, if you don't get to know who they are, you miss all the wealth of opportunity and experience that surrounds you when you're in a setting. Even though they're learning from you, you can be learning from them.
That's
And
right.
that to me is the most exciting thing about being able to share, being able to whatever it is. So with you, and you said health is important, and health is our wealth, because without it, what do we have? And you talked about balance, and you talked about thinking. So if somebody were to come to you and say, you know what, I'm really screwed up and I'm worried, and things are going to happen. Well, what might be the first kind of simple steps that one could take to start to get control of their experience, or allow their experience, so that they stop worrying and start living more fully? Where do you begin? Is it with an energy, with a thought, with a body? How do you begin your process
As
for
you
that?
know, worry is a habit.
Right.
Okay. So like I said before, the only thing happen in the world, life is always under construction. We are perfectly imperfect. So it's all depending on our attitude. So it's perfectly imperfect. So it's okay. So things will happen. The only thing permanent in the world, as you know, is changes, and nothing is going to be permanent. We get old, we look different. Somebody born and somebody die. It happens all the time. So life and death is part of life. So that is, I don't really, whether you were or not, it's going to happen. Like I said before, So I changed. It's very hard to understand that. The big thing is to be able to not to worry. That means let them go. Okay. If if you worry, you're gonna have a habit is in your life. You're gonna carry that all through your life. So when we change that attitude, it changed. One of the things it's hard to do. Learn to love what you hate. That's a big one. That's a hard to do. I look at my hair, I have hair, but it's not as much. And I say, I don't like it. I say, I like it. It changed my attitude. So therefore, my hair and my feeling, my attitude have changed. So therefore, feeling for healing, right? After all, when you feel, it's going to create your state of mind. Therefore, it's your life. So just accept what you don't like, and then they back off, and then we are the one that create that symptom, not somebody else. The most difficult thing to me, for average people, is to conquer yourself, not outside. Outside is easier. Yourself, your thinking, your world, how you interpret, like your book here, life, your term. So how you change, how you deal with things, your mental outlook. Okay, if you're happy or you are in paradise, it's a state of mind. It's coming from you. It's not from somebody else.
You know what? I love what you said earlier, because it's if someone's going to overthink, they're going to overthink, and the easy part of what we do and what you do and what we can learn is the simple thoughts sometimes make an incredible difference. You know, it's like a bumper sticker. You see it and you remember it forever. If you can remember what you just said, you know, if it's going to happen, why worry about it? It's going to happen anyway.
Right.
So worrying about it's not going to change it. It's not going to make it better. It's not going to make it worse. It's going to happen no matter what.
Yeah.
And it may or may not happen, but the point is that thinking about it and getting screwed up and in a state of stress isn't gonna make a difference. And if a person could get that and go, you know, this bad thing is there, then you added, learn to love what you hate. Now, when we first met 50 years ago, we both had more hair.
Yeah, a lot more.
We both had more hair. But you're like, I say I don't like it. Now I say I like it. I mean, in other words, if you can go through life, grabbing roses and just feeling the thorns and hurting your hand, or you can go through life smelling the roses and enjoying it. But it's going to have both. It's going to have the flower and it's going to have the thorns. So what you think about really matters. And then, I mean, there's such a beauty of what you said, because it is about self-management. Is you said, the outside can take care of itself. The really true thing is to just master yourself.
Yeah, we have to have the tool to deal with the things that when we're younger. Well, when I was younger, I didn't have enough tool. So the philosophy, the way we think is the tool. So we have to have the tool to deal with, because the tool is in you, but sometimes you have to throw the tools away to get new tool that works.
True.
So what happened is, as I saying, your right side is your creative, left side is your, more of a business or logical thing. But to balance, I happen to know the technique. I don't want to talk about here because I'm liable, but we need to have both sides of the brain, introverted and extroverted, balance. Okay, so you can be introverted. Okay, if you're a writer, you are creative, you may do that, but also because you are a writer, you have to be able to write. So, if you just exercise all day long, let's say you want to become Olympic champion, your focus have to go there, but it doesn't make you somebody else, but you are champion of what you do. You're a top athlete. Okay. So whatever, we are the product of our own environment. What you love is what you're gonna get. And then, like I'm playing the guitar right now, I sing. So that's my challenge. Okay, I can sing, but also to play the guitar and sing at the same time, not everybody can do that. So that I like it. As I said, I accept the challenge. Is something new, and then it open more brainwave in different way. So doing what we love makes you live longer, actually. And the biggest thing is a lot of people cannot let go. They hold grudges against somebody. So letting go and forgiveness is what you got to do. If you can let go, you hold the grudges on somebody else, the same thing you're holding on grudge for yourself. So you have to let go. So you're free.
Oh, that's wonderful. I want to draw a parallel to something you said also, and you talked about left and right brain. And, I think people, what they miss is that the notion of left brain and right brain is that some of us have a dominance, like a dominant hand or a dominant eye or a dominant foot. I mean, we learn that we're right-handed or left-handed. Some of us are ambidextrous, but the idea being you want to use your whole brain. You want to use the sides, the back, the front, the top, the bottom, the whole thing. But as an example, I studied some martial arts with a different teacher, a different instructor, a different sensei, and I was kicking the bag and I broke my right foot, my strong foot, or cracked it. I didn't break it, but I cracked the bone in the top of the foot. So I went to him. I went to the doctor, and they, said, well, you need to bandage it up and take care of it. And so I went to my instructor and I said, I'm going to have to withdraw from class during this time because I've injured myself. And he said, this is an excellent opportunity for you to learn to make your non-dominant foot stronger and better.
That's
So
right.
now, yeah, I mean, and this, I know this is coming, with you, Master and Grandmaster Lee, this is, child's play. But the point was, it was create the balance instead of being lopsided and just having one side, now exercise the other side so that, so really that breaking of my foot was an opportunity. And this is what you're talking about, when people go through their life, there are experiences and people can hate them, but we get through habits, through rehearsal, through practice, through experiences, we get better at stuff. So whenever anything goes wrong, that is an opportunity. Learn to love it and let go of the hate and things change. So I love what you're sharing because it's very powerful. And while people may think it's not that easy to do, it won't be easy to do if they don't do it. But if they start doing it, it gets easier. Like when you say I'm playing music and I'm playing it just seems impossible at first, but
Yeah,
you
you have to, just like anything else, if you want to achieve something, if you like it, you have to become fanatic, and then they'll become good at it. Doesn't matter what art you're doing, whether it's music. I like painting. I just finished OK Corral, and I like to collect things too, but I like to share. One of the things that I think before me and you, we were in the dark. Okay. So we didn't know what to do. We just knew, you were a student, or what we don't know. So what happened is somebody shined a light on us. So they enlightened us. So we got the tool. And then so now we got the light, we can shine the light on somebody else was in the dark. Okay. When they get the light, they can shine on somebody else in the dark. It goes on forever. Circle of light. And what happened is okay, Kung Fu is the first art I studied. I studied with like a whole bunch of instructors, and I like everything. So all different style to me is only different movement, and I respect them. All of them have something to offer, whether grappling, boxing, jiu-jitsu, tai chi, Wing Chun, whatever style, doesn't matter. Okay, some of them are very commercial, some of them are not as commercial. Some people open big commercial schools, some people just teaching at the garage, which is okay. Now, one of the things that is fascinating to me is learn what you don't know, because that make you grow. We grow to life instead of just go to life. I personally don't believe in retire, and retire meaning tire twice, tire and tire again. So that's retire. So I don't see the point. So now I did martial arts for a long time, and then I'm still doing it, and I still do it. And matter of fact, I told you May 25th, I'm going to sing, and I'm going to do a demonstration. I'm going to have a booth there, some books and autograph, and I'm giving a seminar also in the Costa Mesa at the Crown Plaza Hotel. So there are over 300 Hall of Fame in the country right now. But this one is the oldest one since 1976. Jim
wow.
Thomas, he's been a long time, way before Black Belt. I got so many Hall of Fame. So I appreciate everything, even though I don't think I deserve it because I'm not competing anymore. I already done my job,
Can I, well, while we're thinking of it, do you have a web address or a website that people can go to that they might be able to get the information of where you're appearing and when? So that,
Yeah, and we right now we are doing once a month. We're doing karaoke, potluck karaoke once a month, and then 17 is we're going to next one is going to be 17 of this month, and then we will post it. I do a lot of things I like to do. I cannot go to a lot of things because of time consuming, and I just go the one we like, and so I still have to develop something I like to do internally at home, or like we're talking about the guitar. That's important. Let me tell you instant. July 20th, 1973, I compete at the tournament, June Reese tournament in Las Vegas. The same day Bruce Lee died. And we have to have a silent moment. Mike Stone was there. He's a friend of mine. Mike, he's before Chuck Norris. He's an old timer. And he was with Priscilla Presley. That's how I met her. I can never forget that day because Bruce Lee died, and here we go, Priscilla and Mike, and then I won the grand champion, and then so that was amazing. So I'm not gonna talk too much about anything like that. Who's gonna be what kind of things? It's so much there, but I enjoy certain things, and I appreciate. Like I'm enjoying talking to you right now. Okay, so.
Likewise.
I was also, because I'm Lee, and I know Bruce Lee's his wife, Linda, and then his mom. I used to take her out for dinner, and then Robert Lee, Bruce Lee's brother, and Phoebe, which is in San Francisco, older than Bruce, and then Shannon and Brandon were so young. They were just baby when I met them.
Wow.
So
go ahead, Tim.
And they asked me if I was related to Bruce Lee. I told them, yes, 4,000 years ago. I really, there are a lot of Lees and Korean Lee, American Lee, everybody Lee, but in Chinese, they have Lee Association, Wong's, Chen Lei Cheng Wong Ho. Chen is #1 lineage. They're more Chen than anything else, like Jackie Chen. I happen to know him too. Chen Li, #2, Cheng, and then Wang, okay, and Ho, H-O, and then in that order. So they had the most people is Chen. Okay.
Wow.
The style called Choi Lei Fat, actually 3 styles combined together, which is my father trained. Choi style, Li style, and Buddha style called Choi Lei Fat is Southern style. That's why my father trained. And I was watching him work out when I was 2. And my grandmother took me to the opera, which they have what they call stage kung fu. So that's my first impression of the martial art 70 some years ago.
Wow.
But I tell you, if you don't mind, I tell you the reason why I train.
Oh,
Okay.
please. But before you do, is there a web address that you can say? Is there ericlee.com or Grandmaster Lee?
Okay.
So we can share, because we'll put it in the description wherever this place is showing, but for people.
Grandmaster Eric Lee on YouTube. And then they see a lot of things that I sing, do martial art, some movie, all kinds of things in it. That is YouTube. And second is ericlee.com.
There you go.
I had that for 30 years now.
Right.
One of the earlier ones.
I understand. Awesome. So you were going to tell us, that's great. So ericlee.com and Grandmaster Eric Lee on YouTube. And now you're going to tell us why you train.
Okay, I do that.
Okay.
First of all, my father told me that don't go to a tournament because I might get beat up. As a father, he concerned my well-being. Okay. Second, certain teacher told me not to compete at the tournament, and because when I compete, many people back up. And then third, when I first go to the tournament, and then everybody was wearing white. And in China, in old days, I remember when you wear white is somebody grieving, somebody died. So I said, I was wondering who died. So I didn't know what happened. And then when I wore the uniform was black, the guys were laughing at me. Why you wear a pajama to the event like this? So I and then the other thing is that when some of the instructor, I cannot mention name here, he said many of them, and then you bastardizing our traditional art by going out there. in the open tournament. So I said, okay, I see you later. I bowed to them and I left. I never came back. So, and the other thing is when I was in the middle school, some big bully just shot me on the neck like that, shot me on the neck, and I almost died. So that gave me a lot of motivation to really do self-defense. That was in Oakland, California.
Wow.
And then I don't know, he's still here. That's so long ago. But today, if I ever see him, I want to thank him for giving me the motivation for training.
Yeah, again, I mean, what you just said is what we were talking about a little bit earlier. Sometimes the hardship or the disappointment or the tough times or the brutal times in our life are really the beginning of a whole new life for us, because had that not happened, you might never have trained.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe, but
When I first teaching was 1968 in YWCA on Webster Street in Oakland, Chinatown. My first student, I was very proud of her. I only teach fighting, nothing else, no form, no weapon. Her name is Maria. And guess what? As an instructor, you don't want your student get beat up. So she was only 16. Now she's 67.
wow.
And then what happened? She was holding 2 bags of grocery, and then people tried to rob her, two girls, and she knocked them out, both of them, on the sidewalk, just like that. And I was very proud of her because she's only 16, and 2 big girls tried to rob her, and then she just knock them out, just like that. But now, as you get older, you go beyond. Yeah, of course, we learn self-defense. Anybody can be beat. In reality, if you hit by an 18-wheeler, and you're gonna get hurt or go to the hospital or die. That's it. Doesn't matter if you're a world champion. But I do respect people have to put the time and discipline to create the art. Not necessarily martial art. If you want to be a good football player, you're gonna have to need a good coach, and then you need to. If you want to learn how to paint, you try or get an instructor. If you want to learn music, that people know about music. I like everything. I don't have any problem. May I play a song?
Yes, but before you do, may I piggyback on what you just said? You made some really wonderful points, and the thing that I want to ask you,
Okay.
because you spent all these years learning a system, but learning systems, I mean, many different forms. You're
Right.
known as one of the fastest martial arts. I mean, the accolades that you have are things like, Bruce Lee was really, really fast, and then there's Eric Lee, who's really, really, really fast. You're the king of kata. You've tried all these different styles, but you understand the building of those habits, the physical habits, the ability to have a body memory, so that when something happens, your body memory takes over. You don't have to think about it and go, what am I going to do next?
Yeah,
You know,
natural.
yes, it becomes natural. So here's I'm making a point to ask a question. Football players who become champion football players know the value of training and rehearsal and practice. Athletes, or all athletes, Olympic athletes, martial artists like yourself know the value of it. Musicians who aspire to be really big know how many hours they put in practice to become the very best. Painters paint and do whatever they can in order to become talented artists. It's some business people do the same thing, but so many people in life just kind of take things like, they get hit by financial problems or emotional problems, or somebody leaves them, or psychological problems. Like, life happens to them, instead of them being prepared and having developed the natural habits to think their way through success and feel their way through success and take the action if necessary. They just kind of let things happen because they don't know better. But you know better, and you've helped other people to discover that through training and conditioning, or like the 16-year-old who responded and did as now you said 67. I mean, the value of conditioning yourself and developing the habits for uh, personal success and for being able to navigate the world, I think are something that is few actually master, because they don't have the dedication of someone like you.
Well, I think all of us need something to inspire us. There's a reason to do what you love to do. Okay, and then fire that spark in your mind, in your life. You got somebody got to encourage you. I won't mention name here. And one time, I'm not going to name anybody here. Okay, this person is intellectual, not very good shape. The instructor, one of the instructor, tell him to do exercise, and this guy is not very good shape. And then he said, I can't do the exercise. I think I'm gonna die. And then that instructor wasn't very encouraged. He said, why don't you drop dead right now? That's not very good. That you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to get to his mind. He's slowly and where his mind is, where he's at, and teach him right from there and encourage him all the way, and then he get better. We need encouragement. So that's why if somebody inspire me, I'm trying to inspire other people.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's it. And we need to, if somebody depressed, you say something, lift him up. You already done your job. And then if he's depressed, you tell him, you look terrible. You look more and then you're going to depress. It's a terrible thing. You don't do that. You just lift him up, give him something. It's a word of therapy is the best known to anybody.
Beautiful.
It's very simple.
Before you, am I interrupting you? Because I don't want to interrupt.
No, you're not interrupting me.
Okay. Well, before you do sing and play, can we talk just a little bit about? I mean, you've done 150 movies. You worked with some really impressive talent. I think that if the audience doesn't know who you are and your accomplishments, that they might understand more of who you are by who you've worked with, who you've helped train or coach or done stunts for. As you said earlier, you know Jackie Chan. So you mind sharing some of the
Well, I like I said, I like everything. I happen to like people, and I happen to like what kind of exercise, what you think, how you think to improve the health, what to eat, what not to eat, and then how to. I've been blessed be giving the time and space to create things I love to do, and I like many things. And then so I feel all of us need encouragement. You find the people lift you up instead of bring you down. And I just finished reading the book Dolly Parton, okay, and then I also finished reading the book Michelle Obama. They're very encouraging. And then of course I study a lot on film. I used to be a teacher at UCLA. I teach movie stunt fighting because I know the camera and all the stuff, and I got so I'm kind of, I have a card called Discover. So I discover what I don't know. That's me. And so I just, there's so much fun. There's so many things to do. Like we're having this potluck karaoke. I told my friends, come on down. You have to RSVP. Just forget your trouble for a while and relax. You need to balance. You cannot keep thinking your problem. If you keep repeating, that will never go away. So you need balance. If you accomplish something, you reward yourself. Take a vacation, do something fun for a change. Yin and yang. Otherwise, you keep on going. You're going to be in the #1 financial people in the world. You might die before that. So take a time. You reward yourself by take a vacation, have some fun, relax. Only when you relax, your chi will flow.
That's an excellent point. That's an excellent
Very
point.
important. That's why sometimes you do, like one guy, I taught him many years ago. He does hard style, really hard, but it's very tense. I said, you gotta relax. And then so I show him Tai Chi, and his martial art got better because now he's more relaxed. Now, if you ask your people, because everything that out there on TV, they ask you buy a car, buy this house, have the money, this and that. And so you keep trying to get what you don't have, you might have to sacrifice your life for it. But so I think it's important to know the balance. Enough is enough, yin and yang. But most the system that we have now is more yang than yin. So we need to have balance. You can't just go and get what you want. So don't forget, not if you don't have your health, and I know we're not going to be here forever, but if you don't have your health, no matter how much you got, you got to take care of the balance. Your health, maybe take care of your finance, maybe take care of your creativity. So so I think should be balanced. I like calligraphy, I like painting, I like singing, I like film, I like to share, I like to talk to people sometimes, and I do lots of meditation, or how to take care of body, our mind, those things, qigong and things like that. So I don't know that answer your question.
No, it didn't answer the question that I asked, but it did answer a lot of questions that
Okay, try it
I'm sure
again.
people.
Maybe I went off too far.
No, it
Go
was
back
beautiful.
to the question.
Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful, and coming from a grandmaster, it was absolutely poignant and perfect for the moment. No, I was asking if you didn't mind sharing some of your movie co-stars or people you produced or helped, or when we're sitting and having lunch, we talk some of our friends.
The movie to me is entertainment.
Right.
Okay, it's an illusion. You know that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. I do know a few people that they're high profile people, and I respect them because it takes a lot of hard work to get what they want. As you know, the show business is a dog eat dog business. It's very tough, and everybody trying to be a movie star, try to do this, a sales script, a director, whatever. And then I know many of them. I don't want to mention too much name. I don't know. They might not like it.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, they're big name. They're A list.
No, I understand that. I mean, it's protecting your friends and your colleagues and things like that. I get it. I typically never talk about my clients, by name, so I personally understand that. So in lieu of that,
Okay, go ahead.
we were in Chinatown. You said I choreographed, some scenes here in this particular location.
Right. I remember.
Yes,
Well, okay, I can talk about that one.
yeah,
It
okay.
was a Dan Wilson's movie. Dan the Dragon Wilson. I believe I'm not sure, that was Ring of Fire or something. That was so many years ago. And then one person I told you, and I tried him, he's supposed to meet us for dim sum at Golden Dragon
Right.
Restaurant.
Yeah.
Jason McNeil, and I call him to invite him to the singing. Just eat and meet some people, and socialize. I have some comedian, that's what they do, and they come on, tell some jokes, okay? And then people sing, and they are shy, they can hum, no problem. And then so anyway, those celebrities, some of them you might see them on the Grandmaster Eric Lee on YouTube, and some of them you might not, because some of them they don't want to be butter. Let's put it this way. Sometimes some of the people become a top, and then they feel they shouldn't, because now they lose the privacy.
I had a conversation with another friend of mine right before I left. We were sitting the day before I got back on a plane and left Los Angeles for a while, and about the paparazzi and about the
Paparazzi.
lack of freedom that people experience. And this is just my opinion, but I'm going to put it out there, and people can like it or not like it. I don't know when or why it became acceptable that if you're in public life, your life should be open to everybody and everything you do, and people can peek over your walls and take pictures of you 24/7 or follow you around or chase you down the street. I think that public servant, politician, religious leader, actor, banker, bookkeeper, doctor, farmer, whatever, should be entitled to the same freedoms as everyone else. And just because you make a living as an actor, a recording artist, or whatever, you shouldn't have your privacy invaded. You know, they say, well, you wanted to be a star, and now you're a star. This is what comes with it. But I do find that offensive. I do find that I mean, and there's so many people who suffer as a result, you know, because they can't go anywhere without an entourage or protection nowadays because of, you know, the world we live in. So that's just an opinion. I mean,
I
but
understand. I
but
understand.
it is something that comes with fame nowadays.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
your price
when you
for
and I were
fame.
in when you and I were in the 70s, you know, there was no internet, there was nothing. If somebody had, you know, an event, you didn't hear about it, you might read about it in the trades the next day, or somebody would call you up and say, hey, I'm at such and such a corner, this is happening, come on down. And if you happen to be home to pick up your phone, you could do that, but you didn't have a cell phone. So I mean, in other words, nowadays everything is instant, you know, and people are being shadowed by photographers or the press, as opposed to being able to live their lives without that kind of worry. We didn't have that. I mean, there were times when you know we've been surrounded by press for whatever, you know, junk, whatever job we were doing. But I'm just saying it's a very different world where everything is you know out there for people that, you know, it's anyway. I go on far too long.
No, that's okay. Let me share with your audience. Uh, 1986, I was invited to Chile with Mr. Ed Parker. Okay, and then we met the president of Chile. We went there, and then we got all this video and everything. So we were on TV all over the place, and then 2 hours later, we went walk on the street, and we got mobbed because every television in South America was there. We have to get back to the limo right away because we cannot, because we were getting mobbed. And then we did a Tulip Petit. I can mention his name. He's not here anymore. Mr. Ed Parker is not here anymore. Matter of fact, I got this picture on here. And then when uh, we we have to get back, and when we do a show, we did 3 Viña del Mar, and then we went to 3 different cities, and then these people were so hospitable. They put us up on the shoulder, they take your shoes, and they give you the jacket, they want your, we were just overwhelmed, and Mr. Parker was a bigger guy, and then so they have about 300-400 people holding hand, so make an aisle we can walk through. But once we get out of the car, boom, everything broke. So we were so tired because very hard up there, and then we have to sit down in the room for a while before we get on to the show, and they got few thousand people waiting outside. It's sold out completely inside. And then that time only Kempo exists, nothing else. So anything we do, like I do, Tadashi Yamashita was their sensei, and then I said Dominique Valère from French kickboxer, #1 in that country. We just anything we do is like magic for them because they never seen it. There was 86, and they would only see Kempo, nothing else. The person in charge of the sport, only Kempo, no Taekwondo, no other system. That's it. So we were just like a Beatles, and then so I don't want to do that because it's too much. So I don't want to be like that. Now I can still walk down the street every now and then with few people, they autograph, they ask you this and that. And that's okay. But if you lose, you can even get a house. That's not good.
But let me ask you this, and then we'll wrap up with you singing pretty much. But
Well,
let me.
I have the CD here, so it's professionally recorded. Hopefully, your audience can listen.
Yeah, let's happen. So what I wanted to ask, we were driving through Hollywood, and I asked you something about forms and martial arts and styles, and you've been around long enough to say you know, some people think this is the best form and that's the best form, but you have a different opinion about the martial arts styles today than many people do. And you were talking about in terms of movement.
Well, I think everybody have something to offer. And then I think the true essence is one is not the skill, not the martial arts skill, is the personality and martial ethic. Ethic is in the person. That's the other part. You cannot just fight and beat somebody up, but you have to respect who they are. You cannot go there and just because you got powerful kick or punch, you can knock somebody out. But in reality, anybody can get hurt. If somebody hit me and knock me down by 2x4, and then I don't know, am I allowed to talk about it? If somebody knocked me 2x4, what style is that? We call Home Depot.
Indeed, indeed.
If I walk down the street, I hit by a 18-wheeler, what style is that? 18-wheeler. And that's reality. So I do respect people that is put a hard work and perseverance, discipline to become who they are. But we got to go beyond the identity.
That's great. That's great. Now, I guess I have a follow-up question. You know, you're known as King of Kata, and you've studied all these different styles, and you came from, you know, having learned, you know, when you were young, and then you adapted to all these. So you learn a form or a style or a particular practice with, you know, that's got a name and a body of, you know, a history to it. And then you're going to learn another one, and then you're going to learn another one, and then you learn another one, and you learned all these things. And when it comes to King of Kata, I assume most of these styles have different kata sequences that you would have to learn or master. What is it that allows you to go from one practice to another practice to adapt and to adjust and to be flexible so that you can acquire the skill in the new practice?
Well, number one, King of Kata has nothing to do with Jimmy Carter.
Good enough.
Number two, I crowned it that the title by a sports writer. I did not put myself in that one, but I stuck with it. And then I'm really interested in learning the art. That art is two different parts. If you learn how to hit, you have to learn how to heal. So healing is part of it. So I'm very interested because healing is not only medicine, it's the mind. Your brain is in charge of your life, depending how you use it. Okay. And so, but I'm really, everybody know the people in the martial world, King of Kata, they think I'm only interested in form. That's a lot more than going into form. You know, I'm interested in everything. Okay, so healing, but when you get older, you're interested, you become more wise. People call them, some people call somebody wise because they know something you didn't know. That is all. You go to school, you pay the tuition. Why are you doing that? You need information. You exchange your time and maybe a fee to get what you like. Now we got cell phone. The whole library is on the cell phone or computer. Okay. Now what Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, many people who did the fighting stuff they call martial art movement. Now we don't have to do the same thing. We can do CGI. Nobody get hurt. At my age, if I want to do something like do a major stunt, which I will use CGI because I can't afford to get hurt anymore. I already hurt enough in the past. So that is it. So we use now AI can write a script and even make music for you, just like that. In 2 hours, they can give you a script. You hire somebody, takes a long time. So in the old, when I first learned the music many years ago, I was interested in all kinds of music, blues, jazz, oldie, opera. When I called San Francisco Opera, they said, what kind of experience you have? I have none, I said to them. So they shine me off. They tell them, get off. We're not interested in teaching you. So I said, okay. Now, since you can go to YouTube and they teach you same thing, Paparazzi, all this stuff, enjoy, all these people that is a great singer, you can learn to listen and then you can learn to play. We have a lot more freedom to do things nowadays compared to like if you and I were born in 1800, we can do it. There's no car, there's no cell phone, you can't do this. If you're a musician, you're a servant to the rich.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's I do appreciate, and we're gonna do the song here in a moment, but I do appreciate what you just said. You know, you have to know your limits as well as your limitations, as well as that you're limitless. Now you're limitless, but you're also saying, I don't want to get hurt, so I know my limit in that regard, and so I would use this technology in order to do it. I would use CGI or AI. That is wisdom, because you know a young person might just go, "Oh, let me do it," and find out that they encounter the 18-wheeler or the 2x4. So that, you know, I mean, what I'm trying to get at is there's an appreciation. You know, you do a lot of stuff. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff physically that many other people can't do. You're in better shape than a lot of people who are half your age.
Some
You know,
people.
some, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? And that's because you dedicated yourself to it. But also, yeah, I love the awareness, you know, that you said if you punch, you also have to heal, or if you get punched, you have to heal. And to have that awareness, and you said the brain, you know, is so, I mean, we are natural healers. You know, our body has natural healers, natural energy, and then we can kind of step on it, or we can encourage it, you know, and learning how to encourage it through practices like the practices that you have embraced, or the practices you've shared, or the practices you practice, um, you know, is to keep healthy in mind and body and spirit and pocketbook.
Well, I think most people are just trying to survive.
Right.
Yeah, pay the bills and things like that, which is it's but people have to do what they got to do to survive. And then I think a lot of people, they want more than what they have. And we need air, we need food, we need water, we need a place to keep warm and nice, simple. But you don't need a 25, $30 million home. That's for the ego for some people. But
Right.
if you can afford it, that if you this is what you want, it's okay. Now we don't have to like everybody, not everybody have to like us either. So that's okay. Hopefully more people like us than enemy hate us. That's all.
A good point. Excellent point. I have always said I've been blessed. I'm lucky. I have things. I've lost things. That's been my life. I was up and down and up and down and up and
Oh,
down.
yeah.
But it's been a good life. But if I lost my home and my car and everything else, there's always Ocean Avenue. There's always the beach, you know, on the Western
Yeah,
coast.
yeah.
There's a place to stay that's warm, you know, and you can find shelter. So it doesn't bother me. I know that you know that I'll get through it, and say I don't want that to happen. I mean, I'm not saying, you know, that I'm seeking it, but if worse came to worse, you know, and some people look at it like it's over, you know, it's just everything has
No.
gone wrong, and you
So
can't.
we have to be strong just because sometimes in life we got knocked down. Just get up and go again. Okay, when you go down and then it's not, your war is not over. So you just get up and try it again. You know, who doesn't fail? To me, even though you fail something, you still won. You know why? Because you learn from it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my
So
philosophy.
what I love about you, Eric, is that, or and Grandmaster Lee, is that you're a kick-ass martial artist with a history of doing all these things and working in all these ways. and you have these gentle practices like calligraphy and painting and
Oh, yeah,
music,
it's fun.
and you go through life with a song in your heart.
Yeah, you just do what your heart desire and make you happy. Do it. When you're happy, if we do understand a certain thing is good for us, and then you stay that way, people sense that you rub that on people, and if you have the right people, they rub that on you. So when I see somebody is repeat what they don't like, I can see it. They repeat what they don't like. It's going to stay that way until they change the focus. That's
Yeah.
all. It's simple. Now, the song I'm going to play, okay, it's by Righteous Brother. It's called Unchained Melody. Okay, I recorded that song. I'm not going to sing. I just play the CD for you.
Okay.
And then when they first go into South, and then where they get the name is, and then Bobby, and it doesn't sound too good. So the guy, when he finished the song, one guy said, righteous, and the other say, brother. So they stuck to it. Okay, here we go.
Here you go.
I hope this worked. Okay, it worked. Oh, my darling,
Wow.
I hunger for your touch. I love every time.
Can you move the closer
Too loud?
closer to the microphone or something? It's dropping out.
Better?
It's not coming through very clear. It's kind of
It's
deleting
okay.
deleting.
I can talk.
Okay.
To me,
Well, no, but what I heard, what I could hear, I would like to hear. I mean, and I mean this sincerely. I would like to hear more. I would like to be able to hear that song as it played in the way that it deserves to be played, because it's just not coming through our recording here. Unless I'm incorrect in it, you know, and I find out once we look at this recording that something played, but I could I couldn't hear a lot of the notes.
I see. Grandmaster Eric Lee on YouTube, you can hear better.
And you have the songs there.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
there
I
they
have
go.
many songs. That's just one of them. But I
Okay,
also wrote 3 songs already.
so you're composing as well.
Yes.
Cool. And
And
and do you compose?
I
How
was
do you but do you compose on an instrument like a guitar or piano, or you
no,
can?
I had the backing track, but I'm learning that. Yeah, I have 36 instruments, but I'm not good at all of them. I just basic a little guitar, a little. My first instrument was saxophone.
Really?
Yeah, that's because you have to clean it all the time and the reed and everything, so it's too much work. So now the guitar is smaller. You can take it with you, but I cannot take my keyboard. It's too big. So I just but I want to master that basic. Some musician they can sing, but they do the basic chords. But the advanced one, like Carlos Santana, those guys are really, really good. You know, I mean, but I am not interested to become a top musician, get #1 on the Billboard or thing like that. I'm just enjoying it.
But then that's fair enough. I mean, if you enjoy more things in life, you have a life you enjoy more.
Yeah, why not? Because we're only here for a short time. There's so many things available to us.
Well, you said it earlier, and I'm gonna use your comment, and that is, if you go camping, hopefully you're doing things that you like when you're camping. So if you're living here and you're only camping on the planet, then maybe you just take the time to enjoy the things you can.
Hopefully we live a long time. I'm I cannot tell. A lot of my friends gone before me, and a couple of them you probably know. Bob Wall from
Right.
Into the Dragon. I know the whole cast in the Into the Dragon, all of them. John Saxon, Jim Kelly. No, I know all these guys.
Yeah.
And then I was not in that movie that was filmed in Hong Kong, and so. But as far as I'm concerned, all these people I knew, they did impact on my book. So what I'm saying to you, if everything we turn to paper, it will be a book, right? Well, that's a book. That is about only 1/4 of my experience. That's a good book. I hope you like it.
No, it is. It's a very good book, and like I said, I'm only about three. I was starting my third chapter because you gave it to me the other day. I started reading it on the plane, and we landed, so I've been reading it here at the house. But it's a beautiful book. It's a beautiful book. I encourage everyone to get it. You can get it wherever books are sold, Borders, Walmart, everything. But it's easiest to get on Amazon, or go to ericlee.com and go to
No, Amazon, they have what they call Kindle book. Kindle. They can do that if they don't want to have a hard copy. They get Kindle. You can, you can. I think Kindle, they can play for you. You just listen, right?
That's the interesting thing. I mean, there is, yeah, I think that on Kindle you can now have voice or text to voice, and you can just play it.
Yeah,
And it's,
everything is possible now.
a friend of mine, I don't know him really well, but I got to know him. His name is Jim Stovall. He wrote a book called The Gift. He's blind. He was blinded. He wanted to be an athlete, and he went blind as a teenager. But he's the one who created the narration for film, the
Oh,
narration. So that's his company that started that. So now with Kindle and I mean, there's book services you can purchase books, on like books on tape. But I believe Kindle now has the advance where you can listen to it, because there are many people who can't see, who need that service, and I believe it's a free service with Kindle.
that's good.
Yeah. Anyway, we have just a couple minutes left before we have a hard stop on the recording here. So I would love to give you the floor for final words. Any final thoughts? I want to do this again. I mean, we can have a
For
series of
sure.
conversation, and whenever time permits for you. But I would like to do this again. But to close us out, in order to say goodbye to who's ever watching now, what message would you like to leave with them,
Sure.
as well as the invitation to connect with you, or to come to your events, or to see you in the future? Or what would you like to say as a closing comment?
I would say that thinking is not enough. You have to take action. There's an old saying, a turtle never goes anywhere unless he stick his neck out.
Amen.
You must do instead of think.
Beautiful.
I hope
Grandmaster,
they enjoy the interview. You conduct a very good interview.
well, thank you. Yeah, no, I only am able to converse with somebody who knows their subject. So it's you who shine, and I'm glad that we're here together. I'm glad that we're friends, and I look forward to more times together here in person, and everything else that we can accomplish while we're here camping on the planet.
There's so much to do. I sometimes I have to have a good sense of humor to understand what's going on. Sometimes people take everything too seriously. That's going to lock up the chi.
And
Relax.
relax and have fun. Amen.
Yeah, take care. Okay. Thank you very
You
much.
compliment. So, okay, thank you very much. Here's what we're going to do, just so you know. We'll close out the show officially. People are listening to this right now, but I didn't record this. You've got it, I think, recording at your side. So if someone there can hit the stop record in a moment, not yet, but if they hit the stop record, we'll end the show, and then you and I will talk for a few moments before we have to go on
Okay.
to our other things today.
Okay.
So I want to thank everybody who's watching. I'm Rex Sikes at rexsikes.com. Come visit me there. You get a free gift when you do, and go visit Eric Lee at ericlee.com, and on Grandmaster Eric Lee on YouTube, and stay in touch with us both. But I hope you've enjoyed today as much as I have, and I really have. So thank you, Grandmaster Eric Lee.
Welcome. Take care.
And if Sydney can end the recording, we'll be good to go.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
See you later. Salute.
Someone turning it off?
Yeah, yeah, I can even stop video. Let's be this one here. It's okay. You can shut off from your end of it.
No, I don't think I can. Let me see. No, I can't. I'm not the one recording it.
Leave. Okay, that's the one.
We don't want to end. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll close it out by ending, then I'll call you back on the phone. We'll take a moment.
Let's talk. Let me get my phone somewhere. Okay.
All righty. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Did it.